These are bits on a hard drive somewhere. This isn't metal and leather and plastic, and they know they can change things and build it up a little bit over time. So happily, software doesn't have the same characteristics as these real materials do. They know that they can iteratively build up quality over time, and iterating affords that. So they know that every one of these stories has these 4 characteristics, and I could slice up my big stories, and in a first iteration, I might choose to just build all the necessity. And if I were to build all the necessity across these 7 features, I suddenly have almost a working product here. It doesn't have any validation, and it looks kind of rough, but it allows me to validate that I've got the right thing that I'm building. And I've explained this approach to people before, and somebody said, we do that in our organization, and Pete and Roger adopted this idea of grading the product right now, or assessing its quality. Well, in very light letters, you can see that this product has all these and 2 incompletes. So the product gets a poor grade right now. It's only the first iteration. In the second iteration, they build more stories and finish all the necessity of every one of their features, and they start layering on some flexibility and safety or data validation or alternative paths in their use cases, that they build up software that does more. And at every iteration, they keep building up software that does more, and at every iteration, the GPA or the quality estimate of their software gets better and better. And at release time, they've got a pretty good product. It wasn't exactly the one they intended on building. Maybe it wouldn't have been the one they specified at the outset, but it allowed them to learn as they went and allow them to be safe, to deliver on time, to slowly scale up or build up this product over time and deliver overall a pretty good product. And the grade metaphor turns out to be a fairly good one, because I know that in college I tried to get professors to hold the class open until I got an A. They almost never did. So if we take this approach and keep our release dates where they should be, and simply try and improve our grade or get the best grade we can without getting it incomplete, then this is a good way to work. Class is actually a pretty good metaphor, because in your class you have frequent deliveries. You have assignments and papers and tests, and maybe in some classes it all boils down to what you deliver on the last day, but most classes there's some interim deliveries that allow you to assess how good you're getting or how well you're learning what you're supposed to. Now, he's cautious about interpreting what that burn down chart means. It doesn't mean that he's going to be finished. Being finished means I've looked at the product and it really is the product I intended to get. Being finished means I've confronted Fred's werewolf to a degree. Melanie knows that she just can't ask people what they want, that she's got to focus on what their business and product goals are, what they're trying to accomplish when they use the software, and on the quality levels that are applicable. She has to know a lot more than simply just taking orders for requirements to build. And the 3 strategies we can kind of leverage here are really understanding what our product goals are, the things that generate benefit or revenue for our organization, and prioritizing those first. If we try to hit more product goals, it's going to generate more scope and give us sort of a poor report card on our entire product. Let's try to get an A on one thing rather than C's on 2. Don't choose your solution too early. Don't choose a particular tool or piece of software you design too early. Defer the decision till the last responsible moment. Hold your options open. And then finally, build up feature quality iteration by iteration. Put stories in that aren't releasable to begin with. And use those stories to evaluate whether you're building the right thing, but also to mitigate risk, to make sure that you are building as much of everything as you can, rather than just a little bit of, rather than all of something and none of something else. There was all of this whole talk actually sprung from one of those annoying moments you have when you wake up in the morning and something that you've heard a lot of times suddenly sounds profound. And you probably shouldn't trust those thoughts that you heard in the morning, but it was the lyrics for a particular song that I heard that suddenly sound profound. You're going to listen to the song, and they're not the first parts of the lyrics, they're later in the song, so you'll need to wait for it. This is Johnny, and it's his strategy that I end up leveraging. These are the lyrics I'm not listening to. Don't know what I want, but know how to get it. That struck me as, gosh, that's what I do. As soon as I run into people that know exactly what they want to build, those are the people that aren't confronting Fred's werewolf. Those are the people that are sure they understand the solution to a problem before they've actually seen it and tried it out. And it's the trying hard to not be too sure about exactly what I want to build that I end up spending a lot of time doing. And I know that, oddly, ironically, the only way to deliver something on time is to not try too hard to know what I'm building, to let it emerge, and let it emerge through iteration and through validation and through testing. And that's the end of that talk. So now it's time for you to ask me questions and tell me if that was useful or impossible to apply, or impossible to apply. Thank you.